Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Mystical Mosaics with Drazak Den. I am Denise, your host. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is just kind of a side note off of some of the other material that I wanted to share because, as some of you may have noticed, I've been MIA for a little bit. And I've had a lot of personal things going on in my life um, that I had to deal with, and that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was your energy and dealing with things happening in your life. So, from a spirituality context, so a lot of us out in the world get a lot of feedback from those that are just starting or not understanding, thinking that spirituality is like all rainbows and unicorns. That's kind of the perception that some people get with the spirituality. And those of you that have been in your journey for a while, know that that is not always the case. Um, it appears to a lot of people to be that way because those of us that are seasoned and been on our journey have learned and done the lessons and know how to project it or how to manage it, um, ground it, or even just um, pull it in meditation and work on it and deal with it. And that's kind of where I wanted to speak is about energy today. This is my kitty Soli over here. But I wanted to talk about energy and being in the right energetic space to do the things that we do for our clients. And I actually was on vacation the first part of August. And the day that I had come back from vacation, the following day, I had to drive 8 hours down to Florida to my dad, who ended up in the hospital. And because he had gotten very ill, he had been ill for quite some time. And um, we had hospice going into his home before I had left for vacation, and he had told me, I'll be fine, go, whatever. So I did. But the day after I had come home, I needed to turn around and drive straight down there. And um, 4 days later, he passed away. So there were those things to deal with, and then dealing with the grief process coming in that you know that there wouldn't have been a great energetic space for me to work with people. So, and look, I'm getting, just because of everything coming up, the emotions and all. But we dealt with them. We closed the estate. My kids came down, they helped, and it was a uh, overload of how do I want to put? What was the word I used? It just your adrenaline, an overload of adrenaline that just was like, go, 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 go. You got to get this done. You got to get this done. You got to get this done. And, in the chaos of everything that was going down all at the same time, my car decided it didn't want to run. And so we had on one day, we had uh the AAA was in at the same time. Movers had come in um, because um we got a moving company to move a lot of the things out of the home back to Pennsylvania for my daughter. People were coming to pick things up that we had listed for sale, and my friend and her fiance showed up, and were doing their thing to help us out. My now fiance showed up, and he had everything under control with the movers, and I was just taken back, like, what the hell? It just, but it all worked out because energetically, I knew I, being the one that likes to be a giver, had to step back and allow everyone else who was there helping to do the part that they were there to do. And energetically, amazing. It all orchestrated together. So we went for lunch afterwards because we just needed to get out and go. We went down by the water, and that's where my boyfriend proposed to me, by the water, and it was just so amazing. Like, what a thing to have when you're in the midst of all that other stuff going on. And you have to get this done and you have to get that done and you've got to go with this and got to go with that. But guess what? It all got done and we ended up with a beautiful, awesome moment in the evening. And so that's where it brings me again back to like the energetic part of doing what we do. And I, when I had come back, it still took me at least a good week or two to just calm down, like calm my energy, to ground. I had to do a lot of grounding when I had come back. Cleaned my Zen space up again and just spent time there. Um, I went over to the center where I do clients in house for Reiki and sound infusions, and just getting back into the energetic feel of things so that I can get back to my clients and helping them energetically. So I had to go online and I had to, shut down my website for to have the sessions, because when we do those things, we a good practitioner needs to have things set in place. For me, I will go to my center before, um, like at least an hour and a half before my client is to show up so that I can cleanse the space around and just, okay, sorry about that. Someone came to my door. So we have that happen sometimes. So let me back up a little bit. So for me, when I go into um, a session with my clients, I will go to the center at least an hour and a half prior. Because what I like to do is cleanse my space, clear it, um, clean it if I have to. And I spray our sacred mist that we make in our shop, drazakden.com. I spray that around, and I usually light an incense and um, put the waterfall on and the Reiki music, and then I will sit usually either on the bench that's in the room or I will sit on the floor and I will ground myself. And I do a meditation as well because I want to make sure that the energy that I am giving to the client is beneficial to them. It is helping them. Because let's face it, if that's what you're there for, if you're doing a Reiki session or something is that energetic flow in what you're there for. And if I'm not in that energetic space, what good am I going to do for that client? So that is why we have to use our discernment when we are doing sessions. And I am just not one that just because I want a back, am going to go in there knowing that I just came out of a chaotic situation. Um, Chaotic for me. It might not have been so chaotic to someone else, but it in my thought process and in my feeling, it was very chaotic with everything going on. Plus, I also had to take into consideration where I was, because a lot of times when I would go there, the energy around the place that they lived didn't feel very stable to me. There was like a lot of stuff going on around there. So for me to on a normal basis, I had to come back and take a few days to regroup myself on a normal basis. So now we're putting everything else that we had on top of it. And that is where I'm saying an energetic level. I know I sound like I'm probably talking in circles, but this is the message that is coming out. It's really how I feel that people need to know that when you are dealing with a good practitioner, they will do all the things that they can do possible that's possible for you so that you get the experience that you need. And because let's face it, you're there for that purpose. You're there because you need something. Um, no matter what it is, whether you just need to relax, you need to chill, you need something to go away, you want to pull something in, whatever it is, whatever reason you're there. And I'm not talking just about Reiki, I'm talking about anything. If you get a reading, a tarot reading, an oracle reading, if you get a sound healing, if you get a Reiki healing, if you get a massage, if you get a facial, whatever it is, you're expecting to go into a place of calm. If your practitioner is not in that space, they're not doing you good. So this is why I wanted to speak on this subject this week, because it's my first episode back from all that was going on. And I now feel really good going forward. I really feel like we have some good things that we're going to be bringing you. I've said it before, and we've already brought you some good things. We brought you the like what spirituality is. We brought you about the runes already. What else did we bring that was exciting? Oh, the crystals, because I love them. I'm getting ready to actually instruct a crystal course for the 22 tribe and the Quantum Academy folks. I'm really excited about that. And we might be offering some things later as well. But yeah, we have some good stuff coming up. We're going to talk about Oracle versus Tarot, some shamanic journey in. We'll talk a little bit about shadow work and what that is. And just for those that do not know, shadow work is not about casting spells on people and stuff. Shadow work is about working deep within yourself. So we will get on to that at some point. We are going to talk about a little bit about astrology basics, and just all kinds of things coming up. And we have a couple different wheel of the years coming up, and so we may do some things on that, maybe do some light language stuff. And I also am hoping to bring in a few more um, guest speakers like we did with the runes. So those are some of the things to look forward to. So I hope that, well, first of all, I hope I didn't lose anybody by going on a tangent on the energetic, but I just really felt strongly pulled to energetically bring that message to you. So, on that note, I'm going to make this one a short one. And I thank you all for being here, those that just stop by. And I mean, if you're stopping by, just put a little subscribe down there so that you know when I drop the next ones. Tell your friends. I would love to see this grow, because the more my channel will grow, the more I know more people are seeing the messages. And that is what it's all about. It's just about all things spiritual in the world. This is why we call it mystic mosaics. Because again, what are mosaics? It's a bunch of pieces coming together to make a picture. So thank you again for joining me on Mystic Mosaics with Dre Zach Den. And we will see you soon for the next episode. I love you all.